Alright, today we are playing Trailblazers, doing some vehicle designs. This is the Blimp Boat Fly Float. The Blimp Boat Fly Float. So each one of these trailers are the size of like a semi-truck. So this is a massive vehicle. This is maybe about the equivalent of like two semi trucks. So this is a all-terrain driving, flying blimp boat fly float. Flying boat motorcycle. So, as you see, the entire it's kind of like a train. The entire vehicle is able to move like a robotic snake. This is such a cool vehicle. Robotic snake. Do the biggest donuts in the world. The biggest donuts in the world. Very maneuverable. So this is an interesting vehicle. I've been playing around with this a lot. So I think this is such a cool vehicle. It's really functional. It works. Very big. So it floats, flies, drives, deflating doing some Elon Musk vertical landing here, vertical rocket landing here. So it's back heavy. Dang it, I don't have the best camera pod for this. So flying, driving vehicle. Very maneuverable, very fast. I could probably make it faster, but then I'm struggling with weight right now. It's still experimental. So a flying snake train. This is about as big as you really want it. You don't really want it any bigger. But what I need to do is make these airplanes, like blimp airplanes, 1, 2, 3, 4, thrust vectoring. If you didn't notice this thrust vector, the back rocket nozzle has a thrust vector. The wheels have a thrust vector. The blimp airplanes at the top have thrust vectors. So it's very maneuverable, very fast, very large, gigantic vehicle. So kind of tested out some simulator concepts of this thing, and I love it. I think this is the coolest vehicle ever. It's a gigantic, massive monster truck. Doing some vertical blimp landing. Vertical rocket blimp. Come in for a nice soft landing. Got big, gigantic monster truck tires on it. They'll run pretty much over anything. Very fast. Very maneuverable. And because it is so big, it can take a lot of damage. I still need to test this thing out. Because it's so big, it can take a lot of damage as well. Let's see how good it floats here. Get into the water. It's not the best. It's not the strongest boat. Dang it. When it sank, I need to put some more floats on it. Shoot. And I think it's just about perfect as it is. It's using gyroscopic stability, gyroscopic stabilized, very maneuverable. You would never ever be able to make a semi truck do donuts like this. I mean, this is a train. Try making a train do donuts. That is impossible. So it's got this cool thrust vectoring on it. I am maneuvering with thrust vectoring and these tires in the front, monowheel tires that are able to maneuver this thing very fast. I need to make a lot more improvements on it, but I don't want to make it any bigger because the more bigger, the more engines, more aerodynamic problems. So I don't want it any bigger. I could make it bigger, but it's going to be more complicated as well. But this is nearly perfect. Stabilized. Speed, maneuverability, power. It's got a lot of power. Freaking 10,000 horsepower or something. Got some short wings on it because it's more of a. You kind of need the wings to take off and start flying. But the idea is this bottom heavy, back heavy, so it float. It has more of a floaty. It's more of a floaty. This is such an interesting vehicle here. Having a lot of fun with this video game. Try making one of these if you can. The Blimp Boat Fly Float. I've never seen anything like that before. A flying snake. Kind of looks like a dragon. And could do almost anything. Go anywhere. Flying, driving, all-terrain vehicle. It can't go underwater. It's not a I don't think this could ever be a submarine. It's either going to float or it's going to sink. So what I need to do is make these smaller airplanes detach and have a smaller airplane detachment drone. So see if I can maneuver here. It's hard to see, but these smaller airplanes at the top, they would be able to take off and fly and like, so it's a detachable vehicle. Well, it's not yet. I'm gonna keep on playing with this and modifying it. But so yeah, the lot of maneuverability controls at the front, and then the rear tires are just push or pull, reverse, no steering. But it's a pretty chunky, strong, maneuverable, gigantic vehicle. And this thing makes me smile. I am happy. I am so happy right now. I need to make some other vehicles. I can't make my thrust vector monowheel vehicle on this video game. I don't know how I would possibly make my thrust vector monowheel on this game. But that's one thing I need to try to figure out. All right. What else is there? It's a floaty, flying, fast, powerful, gigantic, flying snake dragon, blimp, boat, fly, float, vertical thrust vector, gyroscopic stabilized. Gyroscopic stabilized thrust vector, blimp, boat, fly, float, biplane. It's also got a biplane effect. I got a lot of wings on there because it's longer. I don't know if it's. I don't want big long wings on it, So I put a bunch of short wings on it. And maybe one day I could get these drones to detach, these blimp airplanes at the top to detach, and then like fly off and then scout and then recover resources or something, and then fly back, attach itself to the vehicle. And so it's like a vehicle that could do anything. I need to put some weapons on it. I'm struggling with too much weight right now. I need to make it lighter. It's going to be hard to put. Probably need to take off some wheels. Maybe need to make it smaller and lighter. And put some weapons on here. But I have almost the perfect balance and buoyancy right now. Maneuverability, buoyancy, and all that jazz. This is nearly the perfect vehicle. I need to kind of struggling with weight right now. I need to make it lighter, but before I put some more weapons on it. But I'm pretty much at the maximum load for my blimps available right now. The more blimps you put on it, the more aerodynamic, the more drag it creates. So the more and more blimps you put on it, the more and more power you need, the more drag. So it just really doesn't make any sense making it any bigger right now. It can get a lot bigger. But this is very maneuverable. Look at this is extremely maneuverable. I don't think it's not as fast as an aircraft. It's a blimp. So It's pretty slow. It's not the strongest flying vehicle as far as speed, but as far as maneuverability, I need to work on the maneuver controls and stuff, and pitch, roll. Is the pitch and roll? I think it's gyroscope. Is that gyroscope? I probably could adjust the gyroscopes for the pitch, roll, and all that stuff. But this is a massive vehicle and highly maneuverable. I don't think you could ever have that kind of maneuverability with a lot of aircraft. It doesn't. It's not a speeder. It's not a fast aircraft, and you're going to need a lot of power to push this big thing through the air. But so let's see if I could do some. So, okay. So struggling with too much weight, gotta have these short wings on it in order to kind of fly. It's not really fly. It's not a strong flyer, but it is highly maneuverable, very big, could take a lot of damage. If one part blows off, each part could still survive. As the cockpit is at the back here, so as long as the cockpit isn't destroyed at the back, the rest of it could be blown off and it would still survive. So that's the only part of the vehicle that, if you break this, well, I suppose the steering at the front is important, but the entire vehicle could be blown up, or like half the vehicle could be blown up, and it would probably still be functional. So this is by far the most interesting vehicle concept. Would be super cool to actually try to test something like this. I suppose it might be kind of cool, like for delivering cargo to hard to reach places or something. You could like possibly use something like that for like the delivering cargo to remote parts of the jungle or something, because it possibly could have a vertical lift, take off, transport, detachable, multifunctional. Maybe I could probably like detach one of these smaller vehicles and drive around without hauling around a big vehicle. Detachable, multifunctional, robotic flying snake vehicle. This thing's crazy. I love it. Robotic flying snake. Because flying snakes is the answer to all of our problems. That's why. Thrust vector, drone stable, gyroscopic stabilization, rocket. I love this rocket thrust vector at the back. See that? How it really pushes the rear of that truck around corners. It's a very powerful steering. 10,000 horsepower powered steering. 10,000 horsepower powered steering. So this is a massive vehicle. I mean, this is the size of like a small train. It's not too wide. You don't want it too wide because you want to go in small places like that. You want to go in between trees and stuff. So you don't want it too wide. You know, because if it's too wide, you're going to have trouble going through trees. That's why I got the... Whee! Go to Mars with something. This is what you need to go to Mars with. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Blimps won't work on Mars because very thin atmosphere. You can get a balloon to work possibly on Mars, but you're not going to have much luck getting... Flying on Mars is very difficult. So, because of the thin air. Vertical landing, thrust vector. Okay. That's about all for today. Thanks. Bye-bye.